All right, here we are in Helsingborg, the Swedish Riviera, at a very beautiful establishment run by a very wonderful man and a heck of a good guy, but even a better bowler.
Not any longer.
But you were.
Yeah, I used to bowl a lot, all over the world, and in the Swedish team for 10 years, about. Yeah. And I was also fortunate to coach the men's team for many championships.
Yeah.
I believe it was ended up being 8-10 years there also. I was first the assistant coach, and then I was the head coach. Beautiful years, and wonderful to be with the guys around the world and win and also be around them. Just they are great people in the team Sweden, and the future looks really, really bright here in Sweden now. We see new youngsters coming up the whole time.
Yeah, and it's great. You big supporter of Swedish bowling. Of course, the man you're hearing is Patrick Backe. Did I pronounce your last name right?
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Is this close?
Yeah.
Okay.
Patrick Backe, yeah.
Backe, okay. And excuse my batting. I don't speak any Swedish.
No problem, Matt.
Man, I tell you, Patrick, just such a wonderful treat to be here, and thank you for all you do, not only for Swedish bowling, but for bowling around the world. And it's just a privilege to be here, so thank you.
Thank you so much to you also. This is a privilege even for us also to get all the people around the world to come to our center and to our country. And we can at the same time give the opportunity to the Swedish bowlers or the Scandinavian bowlers to meet the best from all over the world. So it's a get together and it's a quality tournament that's we're really proud about.
Absolutely. And we have some good matches here in front of us. We have obviously Martin Larsen and Dominic Barrett, two guys that have bowled against each other for many, many years. And I would expect to have a very, very good match out of them this evening.
Yes, it's more or less even now. Yeah, it's just a couple of pins. We have a 4-bagger just now on Dominic. He had an open frame in the first, but Martin has a strike to go on, so it's going to be a tight match, like you say, Matt. I know they're really good, both of them. I'm so happy to see that Martin is playing so well this year here in the tournament.
I agree. It's really good to see Martin playing very well because, he has so many other duties here when he's hosting the tournament, working the tournament, helping you, helping Daniel, making sure players are taken care of. He really does a first-class job for everybody. And sometimes when you're doing that, you have so many things going on, it's hard to focus on your bowling.
Of course, it's a lot of distraction for Martin. I mean, he do a perfect job here as an ambassador, and he also works a lot behind the scenes together with me and Daniel, and he wants to make sure that everybody have a good time while they're here also. So it's very hard to concentrate on the bowling. So I'm very impressed of what he have done the last couple of days here.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's good to see him here in the top 8, and he's going to have a very great match with Dominic Barrett. Of course, to the right of that, we have Paul Perps, and Paul is bowling against James, another very, very talented left-hander who's been bowling very solid.
Yeah, he was the gold medalist in singles in Dubai here for a couple of years ago. He's actually grown up in his bowling center. It was his father that started it. So he knows the lanes very, very well, and he's just a great bowler. Of course, most of people know Jesper Svensson, that's our PBA star. But I know that James is not that much behind, actually. I mean, he has a family, he hasn't gone so much to the States, but when we play in Europe and in international championships, he's always a really good player.
Yeah, and he bowled very solid all week. I know he took 3 blocks to make it, but I think he had 1350, 1360 before he finally had enough to make it. He was just very steady all week.
Yeah, and then he bowled really well in the first final step, yeah?
Yes. And we see a big pair of strikes there for Martin Larsen. So big double after Dominic Barrett ended his string of strikes at 4. So Martin back in the driver's seat, possible 259 for this first game. Dom Barrett off the sheet, 236, so he could take an early lead.
Yeah. We also had the match here, like you mentioned, Paul Purps against Svensson, Jesper. So what do you think about that match, Matt? It's a lot of revs.
Jesper
sorry,
is bowling Mario Gaudio.
Yeah, he's got a lot of revs. So we see here how the lane changes here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's James and Paul Purps that's meeting. Sorry for me.
Yes.
But they also have a lot of revs. Even if James isn't a two-hand player, he's a really high rev player.
Yes.
So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with that lane.
I think so. It's
Lane pair, I mean.
Yes. Who's going to make the right adjustments the quickest? I think is going to be very, very important. And sometimes simplicity wins in that. And James might be able to stay a little straighter a little longer than Paul, which could be an advantage.
Yeah, we will see. It was a close match, the match before here, but James striked in the last frame, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
To shut the door.
Yeah. I think he needed a spare.
He needed a spare, and then he stroke after that. Yeah.
Yep. But he's got a very solid game. And you see the messenger just missing. I mean, the messenger whipped across the lane. But just
it's also a close match. Yeah.
Very close match there.
10 points.
Yeah. Jesper's getting out to a very quick start against Mario Del Gaudio from Italy.
Yeah, nice to see Italy here. They have quite many players here this year again. I like them a lot. They are very serious about their sport. They got a really good kick out of when they won the World Championships in Hong Kong for the men's team. They got a good attention about it, and also I believe a lot more players started to believe in themselves.
There's some very, very talented players.
Yeah.
I remember when I was at the Ball Master in 2020, you saw that crop of players starting to come up, and boy, very, very impressive.
Yes. We have a high number here on Robin, a young player from Sweden, 253, against another good coming young bowler, Theodore Samuelsson.
Yes. Yeah, Theodore is bowling very well all week. Robin, of course, had a very good appearance at the World Series of Bowling over in America at the PBA.
Yeah.
Boy, great shot for Martin there.
Good Martin. Yeah, Theodore also won the watch. The watch for 57,000 crowns.
Yes.
I think that was a pretty nice extra win.
That's like getting third place or fourth place.
Yeah. I saw he was happy about that.
Yes. And that was really nice, something really nice for you, for the tournament, for you guys to do for the players. An added bonus for the players. Very nice.
Yeah, that's something that we try to do every year here on Lucky Larsen, to try to find new things so people get a little bit excited about it, and we try to do more things also outside the bowling center so people can feel good about going here on a trip. Like we had a really good seminar with you, Matt, here earlier in the tournament with the youth 21 players. That was very nice.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was good attendance and good interaction with the youth. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah. We have that 7 split on Martin, yeah.
Yep. So it's going to be 240s for Martin. A good start.
Yeah, like 20 pins.
Yep.
Ahead. We have a close match between Theodore and Robin. 10 points, 12 points up to Robin.
Yep. And James and Paul will have a decently close match. James can strike out for 225. Paul is going to shoot 200, so he can have a few pins there. But Jesper really putting the gas on early on Mario.
Yes, it's going to be 267 here, I believe. Yeah.
It could be, yes. So, back in your playing days, we take a trip down memory lane.
Yes.
Back in your playing days. What was did you have to bowl anything like maybe this format where you're bowling, a 3-game match? Was there anything that, you found helped you out or gave you an advantage?
We had that in certain tournaments. We had match play. I like that pretty much. I like to be challenged head to head. That was probably one of my strongest things to strike in the last couple of frames with the teams and also in match play. The difference back in the day when I was bowling, this was middle of the 90s and up to the middle of the 20s, was that we couldn't bowl on the PBA if we were in the national team. So that was an active choice we had to make. If we want to go to PBA, we couldn't be allowed to play in the national team. And most of us, we choose to be staying in the national team, but instead then go to a lot of different places all around the world.
Yeah.
I got to play a couple of US Opens. They did decent, but of course it would be nice to see if I could, challenge them on the PBA tour. But unfortunately, back in the days there, it wasn't possible. But in the many tournaments I met was Chris Barnes, Kurt Peelan, the old guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we played also a lot of megabucks in the States.
In Las Vegas, yeah.
Las Vegas, Cincinnati
Yeah.
was the big
Honky.
places. Honky Classic, yeah. And then, of course, Europe, Middle East, Southeast Asia, a lot of different places.
Yeah. When did you take over Olympia Bowl here?
This was actually a little bit in the end of my professional career, because I didn't do much more than only bowl for quite some years, except that I had a pro shop also when I was home. But this was 2002. I took over, and I played the last times, I believe it was in 2004 in the national team. I still played some tournaments, but I wanted to make a good job here, and so I concentrated more and more on running the bowling center here instead of my own career. Even if I sometimes went to tournaments just to meet friends and have a good time. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've been here for quite some time now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's just a nice town. I'm not from here from the beginning, but I ended up coming here in the end of the 90s, and I just loved the city. So for me, it was perfect situation when I got the chance to buy the bowling center. So I have never regretted that.
Yeah. Well, that's great. And you have you've had a family here and kind of put your roots down.
Yes. I got married for quite some years now. I have 2 kids, so I'm happy. And I run some other companies. I used to run even more nightclubs and restaurants, but stopped doing that when the kids started to grow up.
Yeah.
So it's more bowling oriented now. So we work a lot with Lucky Larsen Masters, of course. Also have a distribution company that I'm part of. So a lot of bowling in my life, and that's what I love.
Yeah. Well, that's fantastic, and the bowlers in the area and everybody in the area is very lucky to have a great guy who is a bowler running a bowling center. I always said I really enjoyed bowling in bowlers' bowling centers because they care and they know all the small things that make the big difference for the bowler's experience.
I think it's important that you have bowlers in the centers. Of course, it's many centers all over the world that's really nice to go to for maybe birthday party or some fun. But sports bowling is what I really burn for, like what my heart is for. So we still have a lot of other things going on in our center. With, like I mentioned here, birthday parties, company parties, and a lot of different things. But it always goes back to sports bowling for me, at least.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got a good game shaping up with Martin Larsen and Dominic Barrett. Both have the first 3 strikes. Theodore is started with a double, and Robin spare split, so he's making up a little ground in the early going. And Paul Purps and James Bloomgren, their match is just starting, but James is up by 21 pins. And of course, Mario has quite the task in front of him now, down 51 in the early going.
That's a good start from Jesper.
You think Jesper has a bit of a chip on his shoulder after being so close last year?
Maybe, yeah, but at the same time, I've been so close to him, especially in the national team, and I know how strong he is mentally. I still think he has a really good chance to win this tournament. Of course, the other players are really good also here.
Yeah.
But he always seems to find the right lines here in the center.
Yep.
I mean, he was really close against AJ last year. He plays here also some league matches and other things, and he always scores pretty high. Even if we do different things with the patterns, he's always kind of been up in the center. And for me, that's a big fan of him, and also sponsor sometimes, and also as a coach for him for many years. I'm very happy to have him here in the center, of course.
Absolutely.
It's Sweden's finest still, you know, with 11 PBA titles. That's kind of big number for us.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he is the most winning PBA athlete from Sweden, yeah.
Yes, yes. And we were talking about that a little bit the other day, Matt, when you hold the seminar that I thought was so good, is that he played really well this season also. But, but the competition is so hard. So even if you do most things right, you're not sure that you're going to win a title anyway. If you bowl really good, you can probably see that you're high up in the lists, but winning it's a lot of things that have to go right here.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the experience also from the PBA tour, so you know, you have to tell us a little bit about what you think about it. How hard is it to win?
Yeah, it's very, very hard. You're bowling against the best in the world, and every shot is so important. So, you know, I think being very mentally strong and very patient. You got to know yourself very well as a bowler. You got to know the environment you're bowling in, and you know, and just be prepared to be challenged. I think if you know it's going to be a very good challenge, you're going to have to be very focused. You're going to have to make a lot of spares. You're going to have to make a lot of splits. You're going to have to manage your bag very, very well. If you go in knowing those things and prepared to do them, I think you're going to do okay. And you focus more on your process versus your outcome, where you are on the list. I think you focus on doing the things I just talked about. For the most part, I think you're going to be okay. And then every now and then, you know, you'll find yourself in a place for, you know, bowling on a TV show.
Yeah. It's about having patience and give yourself a chance, yeah?
Yeah.
And being in the process.
Yeah.
I think it's a good tip, yeah, about how to think. Because if you start chasing and you start trying to win the tournament too early, it's going to be hard.
Yeah. You can't win the tournament early, but
No.
you can certainly lose it early.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Martin continues the string of strikes. He has the front five, Dom Barrett, front four, and then the 210, unfortunately. So Dom pacing 2-1 right now. Martin on the front five, so he's in the 230s already.
Yeah, and Paul is catching up with the games, yeah?
Yes. Martin's got the crowd going. You can really hear them. We're back here behind the stands a bit, kind of in our area, and you can still hear the crowd outside.
Yeah,
Great
it's going to be a lot of cheering here now if Martin keeps up with the striking. I mean, I saw the last matches here. The whole audience was standing up. It's just a great feeling, yeah. It is going to be great for Martin also to you know, do it in front of the Swedish fans.
Yes. Yeah.
I have a nice story actually about what happened here when I took over the bowling center. It was 2002, as I mentioned before, and the year after that, I hold a big tournament here, who was under something that was called Super Series at that point. Mm-hmm. So that was the big ones that we had in Sweden and Europe. So I hold it here, and we did a lot of fun things that week. We tried to make it as good as possible. We actually had some players. We had Mika Koivaniemi here. We had Tim Mack here. So we had a good feel here. Yeah. And that first year, Martin won. Here.
Really?
Yeah, he won here.
That's cool.
So that goes a little bit like the circle goes back when we now work together with the tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the circle of life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
And that was in his early days, so that was one of his first big ones, kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, it's always good to see people you coach or help along in life,
Yeah.
you know, have success out there. Well, let's see if he keeps it going. Dominic Barrick recovered very nicely after the open frame with the double.
Yep.
Oh!
We can hear it.
Yes,
from
we
around
can.
that.
We can
The
hear
whole
the
stand
crowds,
is
yes,
shaking.
Yeah. which
That's nice.
is great. Did you always like bowling in front of the home crowd? Kind of pump you up?
Yeah, of course it does. But at the same time, also I think the Swedish players are pretty strong with this noise and everything around them, because a big thing for us in Sweden is the Swedish league.
Uh-huh.
And most of all the good players have played a lot Swedish league,
Yeah.
you know, to get better.
Yep.
And it's an 8-man team, and it's very common that you scream and you clap, you have a big audience. So I believe that we are more used to it.
Yeah.
Because we do it like 20 weekends a year.
Yeah. So that's really good experience then
Yes.
for for Martin to have all that experience. You get used to being put in that situation.
Exactly.
So when you feel it again, you can handle it a lot better.
Yeah.
And Dominic Barrett needs to keep striking. Martin's got
8 in a row, yeah.
8 in a row. He's on a roll. Lucky there to get the 4-9 out.
Yeah.
Just leave the 4.
Paul got the 9 spare, yeah.
Yeah.
I think James needs to find something again. Only 1 strike in the first 4 frames.
Yeah. And now, how about the turn of events with Jesper
Oh,
and
that-
Mario?
Mario is on the turkey, yeah.
Yeah. And Jesper's hasn't had a double yet with an open. I've learned bowling my fair share of Masters tournaments in the United States. These 3-game matches always have a funny way of not being over until the last ball is thrown.
Yeah, isn't that an interesting match? I mean, we saw the last matches here, and it came down to, I think it was 3 pairs that was in the last frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think about 30 frames, and it comes down to the last one.
Yeah.
More often than not.
And for the audience, of course, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
Back
Yeah.
on the strike train again, Domsey.
Yep. Good shot there. Good year for Dom this year. He had been struggling here the last couple years.
Yeah.
Gets off the plane, brings his wife and child, Colby and Lon, and first block, makes it right away.
Yeah, he played really well, and he has been struggling a couple of years before here. So he was very happy about that, finally making the finals kind of easily.
Yes.
Well, it's going to be exciting if he goes to four strikes more.
Yeah.
Playing pretty straight, yeah, Matt.
Yeah,
The outside line.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
going right up the lane, and if anything, I've been out to help Martin just in case he needed anything in the practice, and what I've noticed is the right lane seems to be the tougher lane for him,
okay.
and it seems to hang a little more to the right, so he's got to make sure he makes it good off his hand, makes a good shot. If he misses the ball a little, he can get in trouble on that right-hand lane. So the left lane, he's got very good reaction on. I think the right lane it just seems a little tighter through the front part of the lane, middle part of the lane.
So that was actually what we saw there happen in the 9th frame here when
Yep.
he got the 2-8.
Yep.
Couldn't get it back really, or get it into the pocket in a good way.
Yep, and it's a tough place to be in as a bowler because when you're in that place where you can't really grab at it, but you can't miss it either. You almost start to feel like you got to throw it perfect, and it can play some tricks on your mind and with your body.
Yeah. And especially when you're in this environment, when you have match play, you know that every frame is going to count.
Yep.
Depending on what your opponent's going to do.
Yep, and that was a good aggressive shot after the
Yeah.
last one. You know, and Patrick, you know this as a bowler. Sometimes when you miss one way, you overcompensate on the next frame.
Yeah, it's easy to do that, and it's very expensive if you do it too often, of course. So that's what you have to think about.
Paul Purp's really putting strikes together this game. He's front four, spare, and he just doubled there. So
Murray's up 43 pins this game against Jesper, yeah?
it's almost a tie match.
Yeah.
And that's now 11 is the lane that hooks more in the body of the lane. So if Martin gets a little soft or a little slow, the ball's going to hook early. And we saw him split in the 11th frame of last game. Same thing happened. So you know, we have a ball for Martin. It's a harsh reality pearl that we put a little surface on. If he needs to get out of this ball, he's either going to go to that ball if he feels the lanes are not really developed. Otherwise, he's got another ball, a reality check. And he's going to move more into the middle part of the lane and open up his angles and go to that ball.
Yeah, that reality check was the ball that he used in qualification. He had a good
Yep.
number, yeah?
Yep.
Remember what game he changed?
In the last match.
I mean...
No, he
quali-
switched in game 3.
Okay.
Yep, game 3.
So that could actually happen if he
Yeah.
doesn't see the right reaction yet.
And that's how he won his last match. He went double split with the urethane ball, then grabbed the reality check, moved left, and struck out. And that's how he won his last match.
Yeah, he had a good finish there, really
Yeah.
good finish. It was so nice to see him throw that, was some really quality shots there in
They
there.
were, yes, they were. So, Don Barrett with another strike here, he can keep the match close because he can shoot 245, but he's still going to lose another 20 pins to Martin. I think the tough thing in Martin's mind is he went light, good shot, and then through the face. And in the back of his mind, he is clear about what he's going to do these first 3 frames because they're going to be very important.
And they're going to be critical because, like you said here, the right lane is not hooking as much, so you want to do the right thing on the right lane here.
Yep. And I think it's very important for the momentum of the match that you don't let Dom into the match early. You want Dom to feel like you're going to throw up another big string of strikes and really put the pressure on him early, and try to force him to be almost perfect. So 244 for Dom Barrett. So Martin picks up another 22 pins. Jesper turned a very important double.
Oh, that was good.
That was very important for Jesper. We have... Make that 3 in a row for Jesper.
That's important.
Very important because you could, as you know, there's a lot of momentum in these matches, and when you
Yes.
get it, you want to keep the momentum swings in your favor.
That's the interesting thing with this match play. It's a lot of mind games also.
Yeah.
It's like you might, when you don't have any pressure, you can take the right decisions. But if you're don't know if you're under pressure the whole time, you might wait a little bit too long, or you grab the ball a little bit too much, instead of just be easily going and make the right decisions without getting pressured.
Yep. And we saw Martin there. He made sure he upped his speed, and he came in light. So he made sure that he got the ball down the lane because that left lane hooks more in the body for the players. Big strike for Jesper. So make that 4 in a row, and he's coming back.
That's an important 4-bagger.
Oh, very, very important.
And that puts the pressure again on Mario, yeah?
Yeah. So we see how Dom start the match. I think these first couple frames very critical for Dom.
Good strike there, the first one.
He's such a, Dom just seems to get better and better as the years go by. He was obviously you saw him when he was younger.
Yeah, he was one of the absolutely best on European Tour. In the end of my career, he started to winning there. He won a lot on European Tour before he went over for the PBA. So we all know how good he is. It's one of the best releases I've seen. Actually, it's so smooth.
Yeah. Oh.
And he's getting, like you said, also better because he's getting smarter every year.
Yeah, he is. I think between the ears is where he really, really has gotten incredible over the last, I would say, 10 years.
Have a weird finish here on Theodore and Robin. Both of them open frames in the last frame.
Tight match.
Tight match though.
10 pins. Well, early double by Dominic, and that's exactly what he needed to do.
Ooh, game 7-10.
Yeah. Nope, it just got the 10 out though.
Oh, you got a 10 out, yeah.
But he's going to be down by quite a bit.
Interesting to see here also because Paul can actually reach 258, so that's a good number.
All right, very important for Martin. This is the tough part about this format because Martin's striking, but I think Martin knows his ball reaction is going away a little bit.
Yeah, he might have a few tricks that he can try, a couple of frames more, but if he doesn't get the solution there, then it's time.
Yeah, he's going to have to make that change like he did in his match against Nathan Bohr.
Yeah.
So once again, it's just going to be, like I said, what it takes to bowl good on tour. You got to be able to make very good decisions very quickly and commit to them.
Yes. 183 on James, yeah?
I think that might be one of his worst games of the tournament.
Yeah. He played, like I said before, really good in both final step 1 and final step 2, yeah?
Martin mixing them up, all three shots there. He's taking advantage. Perhaps a bit, they don't call him Lucky Larsen for nothing. Now you have to have the story on why he's called Lucky Larsen, don't you?
Not really the full story. We just know that he always been a positive player.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody have more luck than anybody else. It just depends on how you treat yourself in the situations. I mean, it's not possible to be lucky the whole time. But if you take the good breaks and the bad breaks doesn't hurt you that much, I think you're going to become a lucky player. It's also the more you practice, the more luck you get. So it's a thing with all the mixed up things, and that name came up when he got lucky once, probably when with the turkey, whatever. But he haven't needed luck through his career. He actually played really well, and when you do that, you get some luck sometimes.
Absolutely. I think you create your own luck.
Exactly.
Yeah, you create your own luck. If you work hard, or you do all the right things, and you work hard, and you stay positive, like you say, especially in the mind, you create your own luck.
And that's also one of the tough things for the young players. It's that you might throw a ball that's 90% good, and you get a split, and you get angry, and all of a sudden you throw another shot back, and then you think you're unlucky instead of thinking about what can I change, what should I do, and try to get into the process again. Otherwise, you're just going to complain and think it's luck, and then afterwards you realize that, it wasn't like that, it was me whining, more or less.
Yeah. Well, Dominic's keeping the pressure on Martin, and
yeah, he's a quality player.
He is.
It's going to be a tough match. He's not going to give this away.
No.
Ooh. Oh, 7 pin there, yeah?
Yeah, tough break there for Martin. Pretty good shot there. And a tough break. So, Dominic with the front four, you got to figure he's going to not give it away. Martin, I think Martin's got to shoot at least 250 this game.
I think so too.
Possibly 260, but I think he needs to shoot 250.
And also see here what a strong finish from Jesper.
Yeah.
That's the big difference between a great player and a good player.
Oh, absolutely.
When you can have some struggling time the first frame, but
Yep.
still get into the mood and concentrate really hard and finish off good.
And now that keeps him 58 pins ahead.
Yeah, instead of more or less even.
Yeah. He could have let that game get away from him.
Yeah.
Very easy.
We have 40 pins. James down to Paul, 42. Theodore puts up a double against Robin. That's what he needs.
Yep.
He's 30 points behind. Oh, 10 pin, yeah.
Yep. This is, I think we're getting close. Patrick, I think we're getting close to decision time.
Yep.
And Dominic's going to really force the issue if he gets 2 more strikes. Because Martin's going to have to, he's going to force Martin into making the decision instead of letting Martin play it safe.
That's probably true because you can see now that he can easily throw the ball pretty good, but still only get 9 if he doesn't have some small tricks.
Yep.
Otherwise, he has to make a bigger move, like you're talking about, and go into another ball, reactive ball, and go deeper into the lane.
Yep. Yeah, I think Dominic, if Dom gets these 2, he's going to force that issue. And then it'll be a test of what we call in the States intestinal fortitude.
Oh, that's it. It's tense. So we have 469 against 511, yeah? So that's like 42 points. We got a 7 pin, yeah?
Oh, that's that easily could have struck, but that was a little right down lane on that right lane. The far right does hang a little bit.
Yeah.
And we saw Martin kind of get that hit in the 4th frame, and now Dom gets it here in the 5th.
And James trying to put some pressure on Paul.
Yep.
Mario misses a single pin. Missed that.
Wow.
Oh, you can't afford that against Jesper Svensson.
No, especially when you're down 58
Yeah.
pins. Jesper is Jesper's not gonna give it away. That's for sure.
Yeah, you have to work for it if you want to beat him.
Yeah. And it puts Jesper in a good spot because now Jesper can play more safe.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to take any risks.
No.
Oh, you can hear the crowd for James.
Yes, he has a lot of friends here in Helsingborg, obviously, and a lot of Swedish fans is here. So.
Yeah.
And Theodore also 5-bagger here now against Robin.
Oh, late trip of the 10 for Dom. So let's see what
Martin's going to do
what
here.
Martin's going to do. What would you do?
It's a hard question.
It's hard,
For me, it's probably will be the feel I have there. Even if I see certain things when I look at other bowlers bowl.
Yep.
But the feel I have, if I have 1 or 2 tricks left, I might go for that also to check if I can turn a little bit more on the tilt or I can get a little bit different
Yep.
ball reaction.
Yep.
I might try that 1 more shot or 2 more shots. Otherwise, I will probably change.
Okay. Looks like he's sticking with it, and
The result is
yeah, it's. I wish I could be out there to tell him, Martin, it's time, because it's time. It is time. He kind of Houdini'd the first 3 being mixers, threw a pretty good shot in the 4th that should have struck, and it's
if
time.
we make the numbers here now, and Martin, let's say, should don't get the strikes as doubles and turkeys, he will end up maybe 215 or something.
Yeah,
He will probably not do anything really
No,
bad. But,
no.
But then you give the chance to Dom, and Dom, if he string them up,
Yeah.
you're going to be in trouble.
Oh yeah. Dom has 279 left.
Yep.
Now, if Dom misses, then he only has 259 left. But if Martin's only shooting 215, 216, 217, Martin would have to double again.
Yep.
You know, so this
It's gonna
match
be-
is very far from over.
Yeah.
7, 10, and 4.
Oi. Yeah. Paul perhaps 7-10, yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be a close match also because James started with a strong turkey, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Martin backing off his shot. He's going to take his time.
See here.
Oh,
Oh.
he trips it. Yeah, he knows.
Got a little bit lucky
Yeah,
there.
yeah. He's really fighting. He's fighting.
yeah.
He's fighting the ball reaction. And this is gonna make it really hard here. If Domsey gets up and throws a double here, or to make it a triple, it's gonna get pretty darn hard for Martin. He's just gonna have to maybe commit to what he's doing right now and
Yeah,
and
because the
try to
frame,
throw one.
yeah, because the frames are disappearing also.
Yeah.
I can understand sometimes it's really hard to change ball in the last 2 frames
Oh,
or something like that because
yeah, God,
of
yes,
course you
yes.
take a risk of getting a big split. Then
Yeah.
you actually might hope for get some luck and the other guys doesn't strike too much.
Yeah. Another
I
strike.
would love to change so I have some frames left.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That was close for James on that 9 pin there, or a 7 pin. Yeah, 42 pins Dominic has to.
Well, he's in the
Wait,
230s. This gets him into the 240s.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
now the lead of Martin Larsen is in the teens. And so Martin needs to strike this next shot. He is in trouble if he does not throw a double right here.
He's still going to stick with
He's
it.
sticking with the urethane ball.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I think you're right, Patrick. I think you're right. Now he's running out of frames. He's got to be committed to just making it
Yes,
work.
make it a really good shot
Yep.
and hoping a little bit for getting an okay break.
Yep.
Because we've seen he throw really close to good shots, but they're not even close to strike.
Yep.
Oh, we go straight here. Oh,
There he goes.
He went a little bit more aggressive there.
Yeah. I think he
Yeah,
went to
so
the
yeah.
right and
Yeah.
just threw it harder.
So he still used a different trick.
Yeah, I think that's part of that too. I think he willed them down. You know what
Yeah.
that is. Now, as an old school bowler, you
Like-
know
like
what willing.
force it.
Yeah, you know what willing them down is. Yeah, I think he willed that shot.
Still, the reaction on the left lane has looked a little bit better though. So
Yes, the guard he needs to guard against getting soft because it hooks more in the body of the lane. If he gets soft, it will go high. So he needs to make sure he is very clean with his hand
we
and
have
aggressive.
we have a strong match against Theodore and Robbie. That's
Look at that.
yeah. Yeah, they are like 2 seconds before us.
So we can hear the crowd.
Yeah, we can hear the stands like we
Yeah.
told you before. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, what a match. Theodore just got 9, ended his string. So That's a very, very close match.
And these are young players,
Yes.
and they're bowling like that. When you're coming like the last match before the TV show, that's impressive.
Oh, absolutely. That was very impressive. Oh, what a good shot that was by Dominic. My goodness, what a good
Seems
shot.
like Martin actually can get away here, yeah.
Yeah, I think so now.
Yeah, that was an important shot for Dominic. He needed a strike there.
22-30. Yeah, because Dominic can shoot 258. Martin, 2-1-2-2 is in the 230s. So Martin
He needs a mark, yeah.
need a mark depending on what Dom does. Because if Dom only fills and shoots 248, Martin's got 41. So he would be fine. Yeah, it's just about over. Martin might just need even count. 17. Yeah, Martin's actually got it. I think Martin just needs count on the first ball, no matter what Dominic does. Yeah.
Yeah, so Dom told Martin before the match, it's okay for him to lose, but only if Martin wins the whole thing.
Okay. Well, those are two guys who have bowled a lot over the years against each other.
And of course, it would be something special if Martin ending up winning this week. It's going to be his first title also.
Yeah, that would be
That's crazy.
That would be very special.
Yeah.
Very special.
I think I have to take the day off tomorrow then.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Ooh,
Oh no.
he wanted the gutter, yeah.
Oh no. For Paul Purps. That's a gutter on a double, so that cost him a lot of pins.
You see here in the match with Theodore and Robin, it's only 10 pins up to Robin before this game, and they are stringing up like 10
like
strike.
crazy.
Yeah. Unbelievable. So what did we have against James and Paul before this one? There was, because now he's catching up real big here.
Yeah. Domsey finishing up 257. Boy, really good bowling. But we got some good tight matches here, Patrick.
Yes.
Look at
it's gonna be interesting.
Robin. Robin got his. So
I think he was 10 up also,
Yeah.
so I think he only needs
the next hit. Yeah, maybe. Next strike. We'll lock it up for Robin.
He was 42 points down, James was.
Yep, and that's enough for Martin.
Wow.
Yep, Martin's going to make
Step
the finals.
That's so great to see.
Oh, it is really great to see. Jesper is sparing away, but Mario is not striking a lot yet. He has 258 out there. So Jesper may get forced into a situation if he splits.
Yeah, he's looking at 190, yeah, and as long as Mario doesn't start, got a 9-pin again there, so he's 10 points up only in this game.
So it could be a tie.
Yeah.
If 269. Yeah, that could be a tie there. Perhaps. Boy. 732. Theo with a huge strike. Or Theo, sorry, not Theo. You don't
Theodore.
Theodore.
Yeah.
Theodore.
From a bowling family,
Yeah.
all of them bowl.
Tie.
Could be a tie, yeah. If Theodore gets all of them, it's a tie, right? Yeah, so Theo needs all three for a tie. Daniel, what's the rules for a tie?
Roll off.
One frame?
Nine,
One ball?
9 and 10.
Oh, 9th and 10th frame off. We have Daniel Ron back here with us. to give us all the rules. There's another one. He needs.
Can't believe these young players
Oh.
here. Unbelievable good.
Yes. And they rise to the challenge. And Mario stopped striking, so Jesper just needs to keep making his spares. And he
That's
will
probably the
be.
reason he has stick with that
Yep.
line he has now, because
Yep.
you can see now it was pretty soft 7-pin, but he doesn't really need the strikes at the
No.
moment. He probably just changing a little bit, tweaking a little bit.
Here's for the tie. Oh. Beautiful.
Wow. These youngsters,
Wow.
Matt,
Beautiful.
7-3-3, both of them, and
Yes.
finish up with 279 and 269.
How about that?
Unbelievable.
That is really something.
Yes, yes. I know Robin won one of the big tournaments here in the European Tour this spring in Denmark, and now for a week ago Theodore won another one in Odense. So these guys can bowl, and they have a bright future.
Yeah. Yeah, the competition, I tell you, is very fierce amongst the young players.
Yes. And
Very
look at the
impressive.
numbers here. We have 726 against 747, 733, 733. I mean, it's big numbers here.
Yeah. You got to go down and do the timer? No? Okay.
It's an important shot here from Paul. Strikes again. What do you say, Daniel? It's only a couple of points, right? A couple of pins.
I think it's 12,
12 now, yeah? 12 in difference here.
but I'm terrible. No, 8.
Nine pin on Paul here. He struck in the first one, Matt.
Yeah.
Back here again.
Yep. So Paul can get 203.
751.
That's
That's not going to be
650.
enough. No?
James has 406 before this one. So he strikes out, he makes 64, yeah?
Yeah. So James needs the first strike, yeah? Yeah, he needs... Yeah, because he needs 240. First strike and count. First strike, 9 spare, I believe.
Yes, it's going to be...
Oh, first strike, 9 spare is a tie. So that gets him to 47, and that's 651. So he needs the first 2 strikes. That's 1 strike.
That's just dead perfect.
Yeah.
So that was a great shot.
No, he needs 8.
Too many numbers here.
There's a lot of numbers
A
floating
lot of
around
numbers.
here.
We're sorry about that.
Yeah, and we're... I didn't get my degree in math. So.
No, it seems like it's going to be 8 spare is going to be enough for James, yeah?
Yeah.
To win with 1.
Oh, Jesper opened, but he was up by 58, so he is okay. Yeah. And James is he plays in the Swedish league, yeah.
Yes,
he's
one
ready.
of the,
Yeah, he can handle
and-
this.
Yeah, you can see on him here.
Yep.
He's pumped now, and
Yep.
he's a great team player. You don't want to meet him.
Yeah.
He can get his whole team, to go in the right direction.
Yeah.
Very strong player when it comes down to the last frames.
Yep.
And you see here really, really good shots in the last 2 frames.
Yep. And Jesper just hangs on, so we have James coming from behind to beat Paul Perks. Jesper is a winner over Mario Delgadio. Martin Larsen beating Dominic Barrett. And we're going to have a 9th and 10th frame roll-off.
Yeah, against two Swedes. So
Yeah.
we have a lot of Swedes in the step ladder.
Ah, yes. European bowling is definitely on display here for the tournament.
It's been an exciting day, huh?
Very
Matt?
exciting day.
Yes. I'm gonna leave here soon because we're gonna do some stuff with some young bowlers.
Yes.
We have 12 youngsters coming in from the south of Sweden, and we're gonna do a little tournament for them while we are rigging everything with a much larger production actually this year. So I hope you enjoy that when we get everything ready for the step ladders.
Yep, it's going to be great.
Yeah. So Matt, you're gonna help me with the youngsters here.
Yeah, yes, I will be. Absolutely, my pleasure.
Perfect. So Niklas, you and me, and we also brought in a friend of mine that's a DJ, so we get some nice tunes.
Yeah.
While we doing the youngster thing, and then we have a short break, where we're gonna come back with the top 4 here.
Yeah.
Stänger upp.
We need to figure out who's going to win between Theodore and Robin. They both shot 733. So it's a 9th and 10th roll-off. Theodore, he will start on the left lane, 1 frame. Robin will shoot 2 frames in a row, 9th and 10th. And Theodore will finish off. If there's a tie again, we do it 1 more time. Until it's set. Who's going to make the show? So we're going to put up Theodore on lane 19 and Robin on lane 20. How cool is that, folks? Is that cheating? I'm going to erase that.
You can do the same on the other lane. Just put the stripes instead of and leave them.
I thought it would be cool, higher scores. Yeah, he can do that. Seven's doing a great job. Round of applause for Seven. That's here for Olympia Bowling. I thought it would be cool to put this right up to everybody, but nope. I was overruled. Okay, so now we are ready to roll. So, Theodore, go ahead, you start. Good luck.
Okay, here we go. 9th and 10th frame roll off. Theodore and Robin. Theodore is going to start 9th frame.
Good shot, got a little hold.
Yes, and that's Daniel Ronbeck, the heartbeat of the Storm Lucky Larsen Masters.
Yeah, its roll off is great. It gave me some time to sit down for a few seconds.
Yeah, maybe you can have more than a muffin for lunch, huh? Okay, now, so Theodore struck in the 9th frame, and now Robin will bowl his 9th frame on the right lane, lane 20, and then go over to lane 19, bowl his 10th frame.
So roll off to end up on TV.
Yes. A lot at stake here.
The winner's gonna face James Blomgren in the semifinal.
Yeah.
Whoever wins is gonna have quite a task.
Oh,
Still even. We're gonna
Yep.
be here all day.
we maybe we can get Patrick to extend the dinner buffet.
Now both of these players are absolutely the future of bowling in Sweden.
Yeah, very, very good young players.
I consider Robin a little bit like Simo. He can do a lot of different things with his hand, and he puts some extra balls in the bag using the tricks.
So I just figured this out. You have an all Swedish TV final, guaranteed, no matter what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And sad in a way. Oh, another one.
I don't think so. I would be very proud of that.
Yeah.
You know.
Of course. It's to get there, and you have to be bowling really, really good for an entire week, beating some of the best players in the world. So it's not something you can just do on a coffee break.
No. So Robin keeps striking. So basically, everything that Robin does in this 10th frame, Theodore will have to match. I think, Daniel, it will just be a matter of if the ball strikes or does not strike.
Yeah.
And
even an 8 instead of a 9
Yes.
is can be expensive.
I didn't see that coming from Robin. I maybe saw a wrap 10 or a swish 7, but I didn't see him making
2-5.
that perhaps that error of a shot.
And it also looked kind of good off his hand.
Maybe he just didn't catch it all. Would be my thinking. Oh,
Ooh.
really opening the door.
Yeah, but it still needs a strike.
Yeah, he has to get the first one. 47 for the total. So Theodore must strike, and of course to even force the roll off, Theodore threw 3 in a row.
At least tie is unlikely now,
Yeah.
so we're gonna have an outcome. There we go.
There we go. So now he needs 9
9 pins and it's
or 8 spare.
Yep.
Yeah. So if he gets 8, he has to make whatever he leaves. 9 is a winner. Strike is a winner. 7 is a loser.
Yep. No, 7 ties it. 7 spare ties it.
Oh, 7 spare does tie. There's a lot of ways. And that's enough. That is enough. Even if he misses, he is a winner.
So Theodore, James, we have Jesper and Martin.
Yep.
And it's going to be a semi-final with 2 of the greatest players from Sweden ever.
Yep.
With Jesper and Martin already in the semi-final.
Yes.
That's a dream final, but you can't get in everything, I guess.
Now, is it going to be 1 game?
1 game match.
Okay.
And it starts at 6:30 p.m. Central European Time. So
All right,
in
so-
just about 2 hours
Yep. So make sure to tune in.
on lanetalk.tv.
Okay.
All for free.
Yes.
So, thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Daniel.
That will be on 15 and 16. But first, we will have some of the young talent here in Skåne. Please, all of you players can walk down to the lanes 3,